Morning, it's a Tuesday. Jim, Deb, and Kevin. Tuesday morning, another warm one here. What's the matter? Your bell?
My bell. It's Deb, did you dent this?
No,
It's
I didn't.
bent.
I didn't touch it. Why do I get blamed?
Well, I don't know, because you love the bell. I know.
No, I don't love the bell.
Well, that's why you might have dented it.
Well, I see.
I didn't touch it.
Change the tone quality of it?
I think it did.
You're a blamer.
It's not as loud as it once was.
Really?
Well,
your ears, though, you're having
if only
some...
we
That's
could
true.
do that to your voice. And,
Yeah.
He's having some ear issues, too.
Yeah, I've got a
you
double
are?
ear infection.
Yeah,
Oh, well, then
but,
you're going to talk louder.
Yeah. Oh, I should? Okay.
No, it just
right.
naturally happens. You don't hear
What's
about that
the
very
weather like
often
today?
with adults.
I know. I went into
yeah.
the doctor, and I thought I had COVID, in fact, so I took a COVID test at home. It was negative. Still wasn't feeling any better. Went to the doctor yesterday, and they said, nope, no COVID, but you've got an ear infection.
Did you get an antibiotic?
I sure enough did.
There you go. All right.
It's
Did he
my
tell you-
personal story. Hope you guys enjoyed
Well,
that.
sure we
enjoyed
do.
it.
I love it.
Med Talk with Kev.
Did he tell you to be nice to your co-host?
Always.
WFMS.
Wrong.
95.5 WFMS. Jim, Deb, and Kevin. How about a little good news?
You know, it's Tuesday morning. You can always use some good news. How
Yeah.
about this? Cops in Alaska gave a lost pig a ride home last week. Police posted a photo of this pig they found literally standing on the side of the road. They put the pig in the squad car and took a picture of it. Said, hey, somebody know who this pig is, who it belongs to.
Trying to ID the
And
pig.
eventually, through social media, they found out that it's Elvis Pigsley. It's a pet pig, and it was returned safely.
Really?
I love the name.
Elvis
Elvis
Pigsley.
Pigsley.
Cops knew something was up. It wasn't like a normal pig, so it had to be a pet. A bunch of students at the University of Florida, you know, these college kids, they work so hard.
Yeah, they
They
do.
study all the time.
Uh-oh, what happened?
They broke a world record for the other day for the most fist bumps by a mascot in 3 minutes.
What?
The Gator mascot stood on the football field while they ran in circles and fist bumped him over and over again. The record was 220 fist bumps in 3 minutes. They crushed the record. How proud their parents must be.
Oh,
Must
yes.
be.
They crushed it. 340 fist bumps in just right around 3 minutes. So
They made history.
they made history, and then they went back to their dorms and studied. I'm sure.
I'm sure of it.
of
Yeah,
it. That's some good news for you. It's 6:08.
Jim, Deb, and Kevin on this Tuesday morning. Now, this happens a lot of times with your hard-boiled egg.
Yeah.
You go to peel it, all of a sudden you get these little tiny pieces that are all broke up in there, and they're getting into your egg.
Yeah,
and you
it's
start
annoying.
spinning. You know, you take your fingernail and try to dig that
Yeah,
out, and then all of a
yeah.
sudden your egg isn't round anymore. It looks like craters on the moon. All these big
Because then you
divots.
take out part of the egg white.
Yeah.
And then I try and
Yeah.
peel the egg white off that little tiny bite, and I'm like, this is pointless.
Yeah.
I threw the whole thing away
So you
after
got a
while.
solution for getting all the eggshells off your
well,
egg.
I ordered a salad from a restaurant the other day and had hard-boiled egg on it, and I realized I started crunching. I'm like, I didn't have
not
almonds on
crouton.
this, and I realized I was crunching on an eggshell. So they had trouble peeling it too. And so it's a real easy trick. It's probably something you already have at home, but they say to add 1 tablespoon of vinegar for every 6 eggs to your boiled water.
Okay, so while it's boiling, you want
As it's starting to boil, just
okay.
as soon as you put the eggs in the water,
okay.
add in a tablespoon of vinegar for every 6 eggs.
Really?
So if you're doing deviled eggs for Thanksgiving for
Sure.
a dozen, you'd want to do a couple of tablespoons of vinegar. And how annoying if you have that problem with all dozen, the full 12 eggs. That would be annoying.
I've also heard it has something to do with how fresh the eggs are too.
Well, I didn't
don't
hear
know if
about
that's
that.
true or not, but
no.
So the vinegar is
vinegar.
the key. And they actually say a lot of people add salt, and they say salt is bad for it. It seals up natural cracks, makes the membrane of the shell difficult to peel.
harder to peel.
Oh, even
Yeah.
worse then. Okay.
So it's the vinegar that's key. Well, anyways, a friend of mine, actually a family member, told me about this because she was making deviled eggs over the holidays, and she hates it when that happens.
Sure.
And she said it was a breeze, like they slid off.
Really?
And I thought, well, there you go.
Why haven't we been told this
I don't
before?
know.
A little vinegar hack. I don't know, but you can't say you didn't know.
Well, I'm going to try that because that is just always frustrating when you got a whole,
Yeah.
just little tiny pieces.
And that is your weakness.
What's that?
Deviled eggs.
Oh, you know it.
Jim always says
We go
when
to a party.
Jim always says, well, I had like 6. I go, that's a half a dozen. He goes, they're like mints.
Yeah, one bite, and that's it. That's a half of one right there. And it's a perfect
you can't
size.
pop them in your mouth easily like
Yeah,
that.
And of
Yeah.
course, I eat them the opposite of how you do. I slide the yolk over a trash can and throw the yolk away, and I just eat the white. I don't like mayonnaise-y stuff in there.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
just eat. Well, why bother?
Well, I mean, I'm okay if it just has a hint of the mustard flavor, but I don't want all that yolk.
Yeah.
It makes me sick, so
Jim-
I
Jim
slide
will
it into
take
the
it.
trash.
Yeah, I'll
you
take
want the
that.
extra yolk?
Sure, give me the yolk. Yolk's on me.
Okay, extra yolk, but no eggshells.
No
Yeah,
eggs.
that's right.
I'm gonna have to try this.
Use that
I'll
vinegar. That's a
try
good
this.
idea.
Go.
It's hard-boiled eggs too. They get the little shells. You can't in there, and you crunch it on them.
Yep.
You can't get that thing off. I've had a good tip about the vinegar when you're doing it. Now, what's your tip, Missy?
If you cook them in your Instant Pot, they
Oh.
peel so super easy. It's like 6 minutes or something like that. You set your timer for 6 minutes.
Really?
Really?
Yeah, like I was so like I I was so impressed with it. I was just like, this is worth the $100 for the Instant Pot right here.
95.5 WFMS, Jim, Deb, and Kevin found out to Jimmy Carter. President Carter is in hospice care right now.
Yeah.
At home, which is good. That's where he wanted to be. 98 years old.
98.
wow.
Yeah. And it was interesting that just a few weeks ago came out in the news that he is one of 3 of the most admired men in America. Modern day, they call it. Be kind of our modern day Mount Rushmore. But it's Billy Graham, Ronald Reagan, and Jimmy Carter.
Jimmy Carter.
We're missing a face for Mount Rushmore, but they mentioned those 3 as being the most admired men in America.
What a life.
So, yeah.
What he's done for Habitat for Humanity is amazing.
Oh, yeah.
down
He's
there,
always
too.
been good about paying it forward.
And they still live in the same house
Yeah.
that they lived in years ago. It's not this great big grand mansion or
Humble.
anything like that. Very much so, too.
And I always thought it was interesting, too, because he taught Sunday school in his church there in, was it Plains?
Plains, Georgia.
Plains, Georgia. And after he became president, after he retired, he still taught that class. And people would come to the school, to the church, to go to Sunday school to hear the former president on the Sunday school lesson. How cool would that be?
And they still provide a security detail for you?
I'm sure they do. Absolutely.
After you've been in office?
That's a good question, but I'm certain that.
Yeah, they do.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, and Rosalind Carter, his wife, been married for 70 plus years.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. It's amazing. And the family hall knew each other. She was 4 when she first met Jimmy. Because the families all knew each other. It's a small community and all.
Yeah, sure.
So, anyway, he's in hospice care, so I'm wishing the best for him and his family. He's just a great, great man, you know.
Yeah.
The things that he did were amazing.
One of 3 most admired men in America.
95.5 WFMS, Jim, Deb, and Kevin. Kevin's got your Nash News now. Shania Twain says, not knowing is good.
Yeah, details on that in about 30 seconds. John Party and his wife welcomed their first child on Saturday over the weekend. She's named Presley Fawn Party. And John did his first dad joke in the announcement. He said that she's healthy and ready to party. P-A-R-D-I.
Oh, no.
He's a dad now. You can do that. See, it's a dad joke. Supposed to. They came up with a list of the best nicknames in country music. And the list includes the King George for George Strait, the Chief for Eric Church, and Toad. I didn't even know this guy went by this nickname. Toad is Blake Shelton's nickname.
It is?
know
Now, I thought he was Mullet. That's what
Mullet,
Miranda
yeah.
called him
Yeah.
when they were married. But you look it up, it's because he was known before he was a star. He was one of those guys that went around and picked up stuff, specifically toads, and would pick them up and hold them and chase critters all
I've never
around.
heard
So he
that.
was nicknamed the
Really?
Toad. I like the Mullet better. That was
Yeah,
a
I
much
think
better
so,
nickname.
too. Yeah.
Shania Twain said, "It's a blessing to not know what the future holds." She says, if I fully understood how difficult the music industry would be, I probably would not have tried to become a performer.
Oh,
Because I
wow.
would have saw the roadblocks ahead of me. But not knowing the future actually helped me with the future.
Wow,
Does that make
okay.
it's pretty
Yeah,
deep.
Yeah, a lot of people won't try it because you got to go through a lot.
Yeah.
A lot of hurdles.
Yeah. So
Interesting.
now you know. That's your national news now, 727.
Tuesday morning with Jim, Deb, and Kevin. It's cleared up a little bit. Sky's looking pretty nice right now out there.
Yeah.
It's just another February day, huh?
Just the other day, I was outside in shorts and thought, well, this is
Yeah.
great. It's March. No, it's not. It's February.
We had a chance to sit down and talk with Kelsey Ballerini.
You're smiley and it's early.
Oh, I've had coffee.
Are you a morning girl?
I'm not at all, actually.
Well, you're pulling this off well.
Thank you. I'm an actress. No, I'm kidding.
A
So
little
as a-
behind the scenes, Kelsey walked up here, and can we just get how big are those heels that you're wearing? Look at the size.
Wait a minute, I got to get a picture.
I already had to put Band-Aids on, if I'm being honest with you.
Did you worry about walking and tripping, or I mean?
You know, I did ballet when I was younger, and so
that's right.
I think that honestly, like, because I was in point shoes when I was still like growing, my feet are more comfortable in heels now.
That's interesting because
Is that
everybody
weird?
else has trouble walking.
I think I'm
So-
deformed. I think my feet are deformed.
you're not.
By the end of the day, you're not hurting.
No.
in those. Oh my gosh, I'm amazed. Hey, we know you're talented as a musician, but congrats on CoverGirl.
Aw, thanks.
I saw a commercial
Easy
the other day. I
breezy,
thought that-
beautiful.
You do have beautiful skin.
Oh, thank you.
So backstage, or as you're walking red carpet, do you have like any rituals that you do beforehand? Carrie Underwood told us that she keeps snacks in her purse.
I just take a
You
shot
don't
of
need-
tequila and hope for the best.
You know what?
Red
I
carpets
you're,
are-
you're just a simple country girl,
I
aren't you?
am. I know. I really am.
So shot of tequila and hope for the best.
and hope for the best.
That's great advice.
Yeah, I mean, also, like, I used to get really, really anxious before red carpets because it's really weird. Like, people are screaming at you, and then you're like trying to like talk eloquently, but then like Reba passes behind you, and you're like not supposed to be affected by that, but like
Right.
obviously you are, and
Sure.
everyone's trying to act cool, but you really everyone has Spanx on. It's just like a whole.
No one can
It's
breathe.
just a thing.
And bulbs flashing, and are you blinded a little bit? Seeing
Yeah,
spots?
and I'm just like my anxiety skyrocketed.
Well,
but I fake it.
I want to tell you this. We know that you're on a self-care movement, and I think that's great. I like that you've come out and talked about it, and we wish you the best.
Thank you.
You're one of our
welcome.
favorites.
That's right.
Thanks, guys.
Always fun to talk with Kelsey Ballerini.
Yeah, I do think that's important that she's addressed publicly some issues that she's had and is not afraid to
Right.
bring it to the forefront.
And her new latest EP talks about, her songs describe the divorce
Right.
and what she's going through.
Yeah, Kelsey Ballerini.
Jim, Deb, Kevin here on a Tuesday morning. Sun's coming out. We like that. What about a chickle?
Yeah, what is that, Jim? You said we'd enjoy it.
You know, the pickle, I think, has become more popular. It's a staple anyway. It has been for many years, but I think it's more popular. You see restaurants that focus everything around pickles.
Yeah, fried pickles.
Yeah,
and-
yeah. The chickle is a pickle wrapped in pan-fried provolone cheese.
What?
Oh.
It sounds
Okay.
good. How do you pan fried cheese? Doesn't it just melt and get all over the skillet?
Well, provolone is a little bit more
Yeah,
dense.
I think so too.
So you might...
And I'm envisioning maybe they're sliced or diced pickles. And okay, you got me there. I like the name too.
Because Kevin, you like the appetizer that you take the pickle, you put cream cheese on the
Right.
ham, and you roll it up, a pickle up
Firecracker?
inside that. Yeah,
Firecracker.
somebody asked me the other day.
The chickle's good.
That would be so time consuming to slice those up into little discs. I'm like, and then wrap the ham around each one. I'm like, no, you do it as a whole pickle,
yeah.
and then you slice it up.
there,
But I
too,
would
right.
try this. So it's the chickle.
Chickle.
The
So
chickle?
it's cheese and pickle.
Chickle is a pickle.
Okay.
Wrapped in pan-fried provolone cheese. So now you're all signed up. there.
It's protein. It's protein and a vegetable.
Right.
Right?
95.5 WFMS. Good morning. It's Jim, Deb, and Kevin. A little sunshine out. We had a little
Looking
rain
nice.
early this morning. It looks pretty good out there.
Yeah.
But that is good news. All right, Deb. So what happened?
Well, it was not a good day for my sister. Was it Friday morning?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So
remember
she
that.
I have a text thread with my older and younger sister, and my younger messaged us and said, guys, you're not going to believe this. I just ran out of gas, ran out of fuel.
Oh,
So it's
boy.
genetic, huh?
Stop it. It's been years since that's happened with me. And so I said to her, oh my gosh, where are you? And that was the worst part of it. It's like, it's already bad enough you ran out of gas.
Ran out of gas,
She
yeah.
responds back, I'm in the McDonald's drive-thru. And she said, literally at the window, and sends a picture, and there's the employee with her headset. She's at the window, and I said, Kristen, it was 8 a.m.
Rush hour.
People are going. I
Wanted to
said,
get some breakfast.
double lanes. They can't get past you. So I said, you're going to have someone push you. She had her young child in the back, so my niece. I said, you're going to have someone push you out of the way into a parking spot so customers can get their food. Well, she tried, but it's a newer car. And then a message came on the dash, and it said, car must be in drive. Car must be started to be able to push in neutral.
So she couldn't
couldn't
get
put it
into
in neutral because the car wasn't started. You can't start the car because she had no fuel. So I said, she was there to get like an Egg McMuffin and a Diet Coke or whatever.
When she should have been at a gas station getting gas.
Right. And I said, Kristen, I was mortified for her. You know that moment where you just want to crawl in a hole?
Right at the window.
At the window. I said, what are people saying? She wrote back, they hate me. Clearly, yes, they hate you. So she managed to, single-handedly shut down business for 30 minutes.
While she waited for
Her
someone to
husband
bring
was
her.
out of town. She called a friend, close family friend. They brought fuel over. Actually, they put it in her tank, and she wrote back, it won't start. So it was even more delayed. Finally, they got it out. It was 30 minutes. She got it out of the way. So I messaged her. I said, please tell me you're going to the gas station. She goes, yes. And then I need to go to McDonald's and get me a biscuit and a Diet Coke. And I said, you were just there. She goes, I'm not going to that one. I can never go there again.
Never be seen there again.
Oh,
I said,
my.
you cost them sales for 30 minutes. The least you could do is buy your Diet Coke there.
Right.
But can you imagine? I'm still dying
You're
over
stuck
it.
there. People are going around probably honking.
Oh,
What's going
exactly. What do you do? And I said, Kristen, what is the employee saying? And she wrote back, again, they hate me.
Oh, God.
Wow, you thought you had a bad day.
Yeah, no kidding.
Man.
That's
Well,
why
she's
I-
okay.
That's why I don't do drive-thrus.
She's fine. She's safe. I mean, it really is the best place to be stranded was get yourself a good snack.
Well, yeah, but then you
You
block
freshen up
everybody
my
else.
coffee for me, please. As I'm standing there, you know. Thank you.
Roll your
Thank
window
you.
down, just hand it back to the driver.
I need a refill.
Yeah,
Right.
it's not a buffet, lady. Move.
825, Jim, Deb, and Kevin on WFMS. Deb's got your daily dirt. Meghan Markle's not that happy.
Yeah, we hear it's not good. We'll share the story in about 30 seconds. But first, there's some good news. Prosecutors have downgraded one of the charges against Alec Baldwin for what took place on the set of his movie that resulted in the death of a crew member. That's good for him because it carried a potential 5-year prison sentence.
Ooh.
So charge has been downgraded there. Also, The Bachelor had to go virtual last night due to COVID. You know, we haven't heard about that happening in quite some time. A lot of stuff was virtual for a while, but yep, they said, look, we're going to make adjustments as needed, and that's what happened recently. Also, Meghan Markle was reportedly left upset and overwhelmed by her portrayal on last week's South Park.
Oh, yeah?
Oh.
That could be brutal.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, but it's
Kind of a cartoon.
I mean, if she doesn't feel like it was accurately
I'm
portrayed.
sure she's not the only one that's experienced that.
I'm sure. Well, maybe there are other people that have considered a lawsuit, but we're hearing that she and Prince Harry may be contacting some attorneys over the portrayal that she seemed to think was off. It is 8:26. That's Deb's Daily Dirt. It's sponsored by Mark Dietel Realty.